What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for checking out another Damn with DeeO, the video series where you guys send in crashes. We watch them together. However, you knew this one was coming. This is from my crash where I broke my collarbone. And like Dogbite409 said, Damn with DeeO coming soon. Here it is, man. We're going to go through and check out my crash from IMI Motorsports where I broke my collarbone. So here we go. I put some clips together. I'm going to turn this down a little bit in my own headphones, make sure this is all good. Most of you guys have probably seen this before, but here's the situation. So just like always, let's watch this one time through full speed together. I don't know what I was looking at. Okay, stop running choppy, please. Thank you. No. Asking my computer to do a lot here.
That hurt.
And that was the crash. So yeah, that resulted in a broken collarbone, unfortunately. I was riding with my buddy Evan. So the guy in front of me, Evan, is actually someone I know, a good friend, and a real good friend. And when we got back to the pits, in the day with DeeO, some people had mentioned this, that my dad was like, whoever that was that you crashed into, if I find out who it is, I'm going to kick his ass.
Who was it you were riding with, the cause? And if I find the guy, I'm going to kick him in the ass.
That was a joke. My dad knew it was Evan. He was saying that because Evan was sitting right next to me. I think some people didn't catch that, and they were like, oh, Daddy DeeO going hard. But he was just messing with Evan, and Evan felt terrible about this. So, I don't know if we should do... Okay, I'm going to switch over to third person. I'm all over the place, you guys. I'm sorry, but this was from my dad's camera, obviously, filming it.
Oh! Hope he's okay.
So he says, hope he's okay at the end. I don't get up right away. And it really didn't look like that bad of a crash. But let's go into the slow-mo here and watch this. So, oh, man, it just sucks watching it back just because what it ended up with. And I'm off the bike for a few weeks now. So it's that dirt embankment that does it. So let's go back to the start here. So battling with Evan, I was just trying to chase him down, and we're having a good, we'd only done like one lap prior to this, and then we're coming in here. He takes this left-hander, and it's like a right into the left, and I felt like he kind of dove really far into the right-hander, and then he was coming far into the left-hander, and I was trying to make it more of a straight line. So the track goes, you guys see my hands, it goes like this. I was trying to like make a straight line between the two corners here. So I like cut the apexes, and you can see right here, he's in like this line here. I'm trying to go straight through this part that's not really the track, but I'm trying to just shorten the track up and then like kind of turn here, like further up next to the embankment. Evan comes in and he slides the rear end to the right there, and he must catch a neutral. I'll go back to the normal speed after this, but you can hear the bike rev out, and then watch his left foot here. He's kind of sliding it. He reaches back and he goes to downshift the bike. Right there, he just hit the shifter. So his foot hits the dirt, which drags his foot back, which, you know, is kind of what I did to my ACL. So pulls his foot back off the bike. He reaches up and downshifts, but he was going through there slower than I thought because he was hitting corners really fast, so I didn't expect him to go through that fast. You can see right here, my right hand, I am hard on the front brake. You can even see the front of the bike diving. It's not like I ran into a full speed. I wasn't sure like when it all happened, but watching it back, I did get really hard on that front brake. However, it was too little too late. My front tire hits into his swing arm, and his swing arm actually has a tire imprint from me right there. Get into the rear tire, and of course his rear tire is moving forward, and it just kind of like sucks up my front tire, and all my weight at this time is now transferring to the right. I just couldn't do anything fast enough to pull myself back to the left. In hindsight's always 20/20. Probably something I could have done, but all my weight's transferring to the right now. So at this point, you can see my foot's out. I point like you guys can see where I'm pointing. I'm using the mouse to point. My foot's out, and I'm just kind of accepting fate here. I'm gonna fall right here. It's IMI. It's sandy. It's soft. I'll be okay, except for this dirt embankment that you can see is like rock. You can't see it's rock hard, but obviously it's super hard. It's like it was cut out. It's just a cliff there, and pop. That's right where my shoulder's hitting. And just direct impact right on the outside of my right shoulder. And then luckily I didn't like hurt this wrist at all, just smashed it in there. And that's also where I hit my head, and that's the first thing I said, is that my head hurt because I hit it so hard. But that's just as quick as it went. So I'm going to go back to the normal crash video and shut up for a second here for you guys so you can hear what I'm talking about with Evan hitting neutral. So this will do. Just listen. you can hear me get on the rev limiter, the run, 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 run. That's because he's in neutral and not going anywhere, right? So yeah, it's just all of it happened so quickly. It was a weird circumstance. I don't even know what to say about it. It just, all it was this, the embankment is what broke the collarbone. And as you guys know, I didn't research how much it takes, but it does not take very much to break the collarbone, like 10 pounds of pressure or something like that. I'll look it up real quick, actually. Let's do that right now. Let's see. 7 kilograms. Units are fast when I was 10. Okay. I want something like, that's just any bone. Let's see. Some say 7 pounds. Can't possibly be true. Sounds like BS. I don't know, you guys. I've just always heard that the collarbone breaks super easily. You can fall out of bed and break it. You could be walking down the stairs to school or work and fall over and break it, or you can break it riding a dirt bike. And this is kind of going off of normal Dan with DeeO because you guys know the series and everything. I'm just gonna go ahead and let this play while I talk. But like going to work and people are like, oh, you're injured again, and it's like, yeah, and you say you got injured from a dirt bike, and I even had one person like, well, maybe you shouldn't do that anymore. Man, I could have been hiking and I could have slipped on a rock and broke my collarbone. I just happened to do it on a dirt bike, doing what I absolutely love. Like, this isn't going to stop me from riding, not at all. It's just, you know, when people don't ride, they just feel like it's such a dangerous thing, and they just don't understand how much you love the sport and what you do for the sport, and that, you know, just an injury is part of the sport, and you're going to come back hopefully stronger from it. So that's the crash, you guys. That's taken me out of the game. Here, let me show you something here. How can I do this? I didn't really think this through. It's me on the big screen. So I have my iPad here because I wanted to show you guys this. This is the LitPro data from that day in that crash. If it'll focus, not really, but you can see right on that orange, 23.4 G's when I hit the ground. So I'm actually going to hit play, and you can just see if it'll load. Come on. There we go. I just had to rewind it some, but so I still have this set in real time. So the little icon of me going around the track is going just as fast as I really was going around the track. Really cool stuff with this LitPro. I promise they don't sponsor me. I wish they did. They did send me a heart rate monitor, but then right there down to 0. And then I lay there for the rest of it. But it's really cool. You can check that all out. And then what I wanted to kind of go off of with that, you guys, I just said that they sent me a heart rate monitor. They did, but it came like 2 days after I got hurt. So once I come back, I'm going to be able to have my heart rate data too. LitPro did hook me up with that. They're awesome. I'll have this up on the screen, but it's an email from LitPro, and it's talking about the crash data, because they can actually analyze the data from your crash. So I'll hold this up while I read this. 23.4 G's peak. So that's my peak G-force. It's high, but not super high. It's misleading because this number depends so much on how your helmet strikes the ground exactly. We've seen higher where there's no concussion, and we've seen lower where there is. So it just depends. And then 9.7 G sustained is a much better gauge of what your body feels and what causes damage, that is really high. Roller coasters in the US have a legal limit of around 4 G sustained, so I was over double the limit of roller coasters in the US for sustained G-forces. 37 miles per hour is the top speed I was at before just decelerating into my crash, but I might have been on the bike during that deceleration. It's not like I hit the ground at 37, but that's like what the peak was before I got to 0 miles per hour. And then negative 1.304 miles per hour at decel factor is the most important one, it says LitPro. It's the most consistent indicator of a bad crash. It's the peak amount of slowdown during 1/20th of a second, and crashes where you hit the dirt and don't slide or bounce are around 1.8. So if you think Jeremy Martin, when he broke his back or ruptured that the plate or whatever, I can't think what it's called, burst a disc in his back, he stopped very suddenly. So that'd be like a very, very negative number, like negative 1.8 mile per hour. And then crashes where you kind of come skidding to a stop are around negative 1.0. So I'm in between there. The highest that Lit Pro's ever seen is negative 2.2. And as you guys know, they have a lot of data of people crashing and stuff. So I just thought that'd be some fun information to throw in for you guys. But that's the Collarbone Dam with DeeO. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you didn't enjoy it too much, because that would mean you enjoy watching me crash, which hopefully you don't. But yeah, a little bit more time off the bike, let this bad boy heal up. I'm still wearing the sling to work and stuff, but getting some movement in it. Obviously, I'll keep you guys updated as I can, but yeah, that's part of the sport that we love. We put ourselves through it. But thank you guys so much for checking us out and watching. Hit that like button. Even though it's me getting hurt, I still appreciate a like. Comment down below. And until next time, guys, as always, take it easy if it's easy. Take it twice. I'll talk to you later.